Your boys, last night I put up an AMA on my Instagram for you guys to send in your questions and for myself and Luke to answer it today, okay? So the first question is very good for a lot of you beginners out there because I had the same question when I started, and it's, should I work for free to land my first SMA client?
Right, yeah. I think this is something that we obviously know what our answer to.
Yeah.
If it's free, as in like one, like you work for like a week maybe or a couple days, or you do one thing. So maybe you run one Facebook ad for a little bit of time, where you'll do a short, maybe. But for the whole service for the month, definitely not.
Yeah.
When you sign clients, you realize like you do not have to be this like looking up to your client like they're the holy thing and you're just below them. No, like you are an agency providing value as well, and it's a complete waste of your time service delivering for the whole entire month for free. It doesn't actually get you anything. As well, another little like thing that you think matters that the gurus are programmed into is like, well, it matters to a point, but like testimonials are overrated.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like them sending you, like you doing the entire work for free when you can't focus on building the acquisition infrastructure, hiring team members, like because you're completely just focused on doing this for free for the whole entire month, and they give you some little video. Does it really matter? How many video testimonials do you see all the time? So in my opinion, unless it's like a free short, or it's if you're appointment setting agency, you do a little bit of an appointment setting for them for like 3 days to see how it is, but not for the entire month.
I think if you are going to do the entire month, I would recommend you do it on a commission basis. So they don't risk the upfront fee, which means they will probably sign on with you because there's no risk to them. But whatever you bring to them or whatever service that you're doing, I'd recommend that you take a percent of it, which means in turn they'll sign on and it's pretty much a free trial. But at the end of it, you could be like, look, if we can get you 15 clients guaranteed, and if we get to 15 clients, we'll take a 20% commission, okay? Just so you're not working for free, because like Luke said, it's kind of pointless after a certain amount of time. But if you are trying to get the results, because sometimes they can sometimes help, right, to show like, okay, this kind of does work, and to test your service to a point, it can be good, but make sure you are getting something off the back of it, because if you're working for free, you are pretty much just under your client, and it's not very good for your mindset and stuff like that. So I wouldn't really recommend it. But yeah,
maybe a setup fee, maybe some sort of setup fee where you provide the service. It doesn't cost you anything to provide the service. And like I said, if you get some sort of result, like having the contract or whatever, like if you get some sort of result, they pay you X, and that would just be a pay on results. But for free, I wouldn't really recommend.
Yeah, same. Okay. Next question we've got is how to scale an agency to 20k MRR. And I was literally just speaking about this, and it's finding what works, and we'll probably go a little bit more into this, but finding what works to 1k and just timesing that by 20, right?
Yeah. All right. So if you want to scale an agency to that figure, first thing's understanding it's not going to be quick, and it might not be your first offer, it might not be your first system, it might not be the team members you have now. But I think it's about finding your offer, finding the service that you can provide, and going all in on that. For example, the service that myself and Harvey provide is different to what you do. Like you cannot replicate it. Okay, that's what's going to allow us to scale to 30k, 50k per month, right? Instead, if you're just like a very similar offer to everybody else, it's obviously you still can scale to 20k if you have the right outbound systems and if you maybe run paid acquisition and stuff. But to sustain an agency that can hit that high monthly recurring revenue figures is about finding stuff out for yourself, building your own system, building your own service, and really figuring out, again, what is working, what acquisition's working, how can I get more referrals, how can I deliver a 10 out of 10 service, and that's gonna actually allow yourself to scale to that 20k per month. But that comes at time. It's not gonna be
20k is like, again, it's one of them things. It's like, okay, that's really simple to get to, but 20k is a lot of money for a lot of you guys out there. And if your service, like Luke just said, if your service is making you 2k a month, it may not make you 20, okay, because it's too replicable. The niche isn't the niche is not a qualified niche, okay. They don't have that spending budget, because if you can't probably charge more for your service, you don't want 100 clients charging cheap, because it's very hard to sort of build a structure around that. You'd rather have probably less clients, but a higher ticket service, charging 5-6K retainers for a month to actually get to the 20K a month. So it's about being a little bit different, actually having an offer and understanding, look, this isn't going to come in 6 months. Yet I may have scaled to 5K. Doesn't mean in the next 4 months I'm scaled to 20, because it's not all linear, right? Okay, it's not going to work like that. It's about really finding sort of what's got, like, toning down on what works best. Is Instagram is getting your best reply rate, and you're getting the obviously the best numbers from that. Go 10 times in on that, and then it will 10x. Okay, building out your service delivery to then get referrals. Okay, finding new ways on how you're going to get new clients, and really showing that you have a good service that they want to come on to, right?
There's a lot of agencies that are kind of close to 20K, but you can take, there's a lot of agencies that are nowhere near that, but I actually think will sustain 20K instead of the guys that is still landing clients, but it doesn't really matter long term. I think if you can build out an offer and a service that is unique, you have your own marketing angle behind it, you have your own content behind it, you have your own form of acquisition, which you've collected data to actually find out which is the best. Like, for example, IG outbound, we've kind of mastered now, like which prospects to target, outreach script, like the principles behind the scripts, how much volume, all of this stuff that we can use that to scale now. But if you are at that start where you don't even know, hey, like LinkedIn outbound might be the best for your offer, but you don't know. Okay, and you cannot scale to even 10K without this knowledge. So it's about getting the experience, getting the knowledge, building the right infrastructures, and most importantly, having an offer that isn't replicable.
Yeah, I think if you just focus on your offer and focus on service delivery, you'll get to a point where, okay, even if we land one client, the amount of referrals, the proof, the results, everything like that will then allow you to get to the point, rather than focusing on outreach and stuff like that and just completely obsessing over that to try and get to 20, which most people would tell you is just outreach. Focus on the internal work of your agency, and from there the outbound will just come. Okay, you will get clients, and you'll see it when you do it. Okay, you'll see it when you actually go for that.
It's like the average SMMA mind would have just gone, to hit 20, okay, well, you have to sign a lot of clients, meaning you have to do a lot of outreach. It's not about that.
It doesn't.
It's not about that. Like, how was your sales process? Like, have you dialed in outbound that is actually really effective? How was the marketing angle? How was the offer and the value it actually provides? Is it something that people are going to sign up to over and over and over again and need you over and over again? Is the niche you're going into? Is there a lot of people? Is there a lot of people you can actually provide your services to? Like people going like med spas, like when the biggest SMA YouTuber does med spas.
Yeah. Is that what are you doing?
How are you going to scale?
It's not 20K a month. And I know the person that sort of sent this in, not hitting to you, and this is actually advice to you. I know your offer, and it's not 20K scalable, and it's not 20K scalable, because if all you have to do is, if it's a one-way stream, if it's from you to editor to client, Dhruv.
Oh, right.
Like if it's from you to editor to client, that's not scale. That can be replicated by anyone. But whereas if your offer is, let's say, like getting a lead, closing the lead, taking percents, and it's just such a straight perfect offer, you're going to scale no matter what you do, because people are going to queue up for your offer instead of you having to beg for people to actually come on board with you.
You have to do a lot more work than it may seem.
Yeah. Next question is, how did you find service delivery when starting out?
I mean, they're talking about Facebook ads then.
Yeah. I mean, just in general, how did you sort of overcome it and get used to service delivery, I guess? Because that's what people are scared of. I don't want a client because I don't know how to service deliver.
Yeah. I think the best advice about service delivery is go find the specialists. Like if you look at the very two different agencies we did, Facebook ads compared to the content game, right? There's very big differences with those. Is that one, we went to go out and find the specialist. We're understanding that, look, I can sacrifice some profit margin here. I'm not the best to deliver this service, but other people are going out and get, and then trying to kind of learn. So we were posting social media management for people. Yes, we were hiring like media buyers and stuff, but we wasn't looking into it. We weren't thinking, okay, how are they going to get the best results? And going to the specialist, we actually invested in a lot of money into a training program to deliver the service. And we create Loom training videos. We have literally an entire service delivery Google Drive folder where it's all about training and optimizing for the highest quality. And that's something we didn't do with our other agency, prioritizing, okay, how can we give the training? How can we give the leverage? How can we utilize other people's expertise in the form of a program in order to get our contractors to the best service delivery?
Yeah.
Okay. And second thing is, like, you can't fear service delivery. Otherwise, you'll always be stuck with that resistance. There'll always be resistance between, okay, actually wanting to sign clients because you can't service deliver. And two, just like learning, because you're only going to learn by doing the action. So if you aren't in the client service delivery process, if you aren't in the client's business, if you aren't service delivering, then you're never going to improve. Like, you're never going to improve your service delivery if you aren't service delivering. But the only way to get there, remove this constraint, remove this self-limited belief that, like, I need to get, like, before I get a client, I need to master service delivery. You don't.
Because it's never going to work, because to actually, like we were speaking about a minute ago, like, if you want to actually service deliver for someone, there's going to be bits of the service delivery that you can't understand and you can't really, like, get down, like, really process until you go and do it. And I think the best way to obviously get rid of this fear is, so let's say you're here and you're here with your client, and obviously the guarantee that you're trying to get is over here. You want to pave the way of how you're going to get there. Okay, so if you can sort of see the way in some sort of technical term, because not everything's going to be planned out, but if you can sort of, okay, I need this person here, I need this person here, I need to build this here, this is going to go here, this is going to go here, and the result is here. If you can have some sort of timeline to, like, be like, okay, so we're going to go through this the whole 30 days or however long it is, and who you need in the middle, I think it's going to, one, eliminate the sort of fear of, okay, I really don't know what to do, because some people are just like signing clients and then being like, wait, I really don't know how to book 15 appointments. Like, how do I even outreach? Okay, like, people are getting to that point. So if you can sort of see it out and see that sort of process, it will obviously get rid of that fear and allow you to deliver the actual result that you need to be delivering.
100%. Just going straight to the specialist, going straight to the guys that actually can deliver the best service is the best advice you're going to get. You can't do everything on your own. You can't learn everything on your own. And yeah, you're going to be okay. That's what I'd say.
Next question is, what would be the advice you'd give yourself if you were starting again from zero?
Yeah.
There's too much. I wish I could tell him everything.
Yeah, so much. Like I feel bad for that younger me. But he had to learn. The advice that I'd give is, you're building your own company, think for yourself. If you believe something has to happen, like I even get questions and people get frustrated at my advice sometimes and my response. I'm like, what do you think? And they're like, oh no, but like, you're the specialist. So like, so tell me what, like, obviously you have the answers. Like, not all the time. Like, sometimes the only answer can be internal, because it's your company, it's your business, it's your agency. So I would just say, think for yourself. For example, where we've done this extremely successfully is with the hiring system. No one online was talking about, okay, hire team members, cool, right? How are we actually going to make sure they're motivated, they're in line with our company, they actually have good quality, they're not lazy, they're not slow? Okay, well, how can we do that? Hiring system. If I would have thought like an average SMMA, an average agent show, they would have gone, oh, but this guy on YouTube hasn't ever spoke about that, so that we can't do it, surely. No, it's your thing. Do you think it'll be good? Yes. And then we built it out, and then how fantastic was it? That actually allowed us to go from 0 to 10K.
People don't realize, it's like, okay, so you hated school because it was by the book, but now you're still going by the book. You're going by what your teachers, okay, the gurus are telling you to do. So if you think for yourself like you wanted to, then the reason you got into business is like, okay, I think this is going to work. Okay, even let's say something's going wrong with your team, instead of asking a YouTuber like, oh, what do I do because my editors want to raise, my appointment setters want to raise, be like, okay, so they're not aligned with my company values. How can I do something about this? Okay, can I when I'm onboarding the actual team members, can I run them through our goals as a company? Do we do weekly calls on where the company's at, the percentage of like the data that we've tracked at the moment, the trajectory that we're on? Can we show them that? Okay, not because, oh, no one's, oh, just get a new editor, just do this. Okay, think for yourself. Okay, if something's not working and you think, okay, I actually have a good solution for that, implement the solution for yourself growth, the worst thing that can happen is you learn. Okay, that's all that's going to happen is you learn. Okay, that doesn't work. Maybe change this system next time. That didn't work. Or best case scenario, it works, and you've really found something that will help you scale your agency. I mean, like, even one time we came out with that offer that was helping agencies at the time with their service delivery because we'd gotten so good at that. If we went by the book, a one-time purchase doesn't really run in SMA. Okay, it should be like a full 30-day service. Selling team members doesn't really run in SMA. It's about selling the system. Okay, so we went off of the book and we made a lot of money by going off of the book, and that's how you do it. If you've got a crowd going this way and you turn it the other way, you're going to make a lot more money than everyone else because it's not oversaturated. We were the only people doing it, and that's why we made so much money with it.
And I think people just need the confidence to be able to make a decision for themselves that, look, me and Harvey are not guaranteeing that all your decisions are going to pay off. Sometimes it might not, but you're going to learn. And that's important as well. But yeah, just the best advice I could give is think for yourself. What do you think? How can this genuinely bring value? Why will they sign on? How is this outreach message going to be better? Like, what do you think? Not, it's going to go straight to a video and find out. But yeah, that's the best advice I can give.
Yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up there with that advice, thinking for yourself and sort of going off of YouTube now. Even like after you check out our channels, after you check out Luke and stuff like that, and watch the podcast we just did over there, then come off and just sit for a minute and just think for yourself. Think of how I'm going to scale my company, what I need to do next, what are the systems I need to build next, and what are my goals? How am I going to take it to that next level? But yeah, if you want to follow us on Instagram, my Instagram's harveywarner.mx, Luke's is lukejackson.mx, and then his link to his YouTube will be down below if you haven't subbed already, but I assume you probably have. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace.